Country Thunder cancels its festival 48 hours out.
It's pretty much impossible to operate an event of this magnitude with these restrictions in place.
Organizers blame the city for creating barriers. The mayor isn't having it.
And that is a serious claim, and it is false.
Plus, police go old school, hitting the beat to tackle public safety.
We will not allow social disorder and criminal behavior to define our city.
Expect to see more officers downtown, where more tourists will soon be strolling. And a huge effort from Canada, but a disappointing finish.
It's all over in Vancouver.
What does the loss today mean for our team moving forward at the World Cup?
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Tara Nelson.
Hello and thank you for joining us. We begin with breaking news tonight. This weekend's Country Thunder Music Festival is canceled. Organizers blame construction and new noise bylaws, but the city says those levels have no impact on Country Thunder's events. It comes just days before some of country music's biggest names were set to take the stage. Tyson Fedor reports.
It was supposed to be Jaden Riley and her band's next big break.
Was going to be the biggest stage of our career so far, so yeah, it's a pretty tough pill to swallow.
Set to open Country Thunder Alberta 2026 on Saturday, Jaden Riley and the Crybabies are one of several acts not performing for fans this weekend as the festival pulled the plug.
Trying not to cry because I don't want to ruin my makeup. Yeah, it's shocking.
Country Thunder announced Wednesday the traffic reduction along 9th Avenue Southeast due to construction, loss of key infrastructure, such as access points for acts, a new water line, and reduced decibel noise permit are factors in canceling.
It's pretty much impossible to operate an event of this magnitude with these restrictions in place. 75 decibels, it's the volume of a vacuum cleaner or a loud conversation.
It's been drugged through the mud.
Lainey Wilson, the Red Clay Strays, and Kane Brown were supposed to headline. Country Thunder is accusing the city of creating safety and operational barriers and insists ticket sales did not play a factor.
If it wasn't an issue with tickets, we would have canceled a long time ago. We never want to cancel an event. We love Calgary, we love the city, we love operating here.
The teardown has already begun with crews shifting from setup to packing up. Mayor Jeremy Farkas calling the festival's concerns misinformation and factually false.
I'm not going to speculate about their business decision. I'm not going to speculate about the nearly record rainfall that's expected this weekend. I'm not going to speculate about reports on social media about failing ticket sales.
The mayor learned of the cancellation through media. Farkas says talks have been ongoing since January. As for the noise exemption permit for this festival, the city says the base level noise was lowered from 85 to 80 decibels, the same limits Cowboys Festival will have to abide by during Stampede.
I'm disappointed that Country Thunder blamed the city for noise rules that did not apply to its event.
Tyson joins us from the Confluence tonight. So Tyson, what about next year's event then?
Well, Tara, this year's event, you can see the main stage already being brought down behind us, but the Country Thunder officials do say today that they plan on being back here next year and hoping some of these concerns are addressed in time for next year's event. We did reach out to several of the artists who are expected to perform this weekend, did not receive a response from several of them. We did speak to the city as well, who says it remains open to continuing dialogue with Country Thunder officials for a potential future date for this year or potentially looking at any future opportunities with this event moving in the future. Tara?
Okay, Tyson, thank you. A little over a week before the Stampede kicks off and tens of thousands of people descend on our city, Calgary Police are launching a new long-term public safety operation in the East Village and along Stephen Avenue. It's meant to deal with ongoing concerns about crime and social disorder, while also connecting people to supports. Kevin Green reports.
On the east side of downtown, the problems are visible and complex. For some people living here, the street is their home and it is not welcoming.
I shouldn't be here for much longer, but yeah, the time I have been here, it's been hell. It's pure hell.
You see all kinds of stuff, just like a reality TV show or something like that.
Scenes like this, the flagrant use of drugs like fentanyl, are dangerous and illegal, and in the east end of downtown, one wrong word to the wrong person can get you in a world of hurt.
You disrespect me, that's an opportunity to take whatever in your pocket. Money, phone, whatever. This is the streets.
So it's no surprise that for those who live, work, or walk through the area, the concern is public safety.
Like, there's times where I am looking behind me constantly.
Police say their new Operation Restore will focus on quelling social disorder and crime in the East Village and along Stephen Avenue. It will see the same officers working the same areas for several months.
So it's a more enhanced beat patrol, if you will, with a better focus and with specific targeted outcomes, particularly to assist those in need.
Police say it's not just about enforcement.
The ultimate goal is the public safety piece, right? You have what's in front of you. You have what's driving what's in front of you.
Officers will also work with outreach partners to connect people with supports.
We'll never arrest our way out of this.
But Calgary's police chief says while the goal isn't to arrest people, officers won't hesitate if needed.
We will not allow social disorder and criminal behavior to define our city. To those that victimize others, we will not rest. We will charge you. We will hold you accountable. You are not welcome in this city.
And Kevin joins us now. So Kevin, how long will this heightened presence last?
Well, Tara, Operation Order is already underway, and to give you an example of how it's working, from this morning up until about just after noon, one person was arrested, 30 summonses to appear were issued, and 28 warrants were executed. Operation Restore officially begins tomorrow morning. It will run for several months. The police chief says there's no end date officially set. Back to you.
Okay, Kevin, thank you. A woman suffered critical injuries in a high-speed crash in the southeast overnight. The SUV she was driving slammed into several parked vehicles around 3:30 this morning. It happened on 26th Street southeast. The driver was taken to hospital with life-threatening injuries.
I woke up this morning around 6, just came outside, saw the debris, and I'm like, holy shit, but both of my cars got hit.
Anyone with information is asked to contact police or Crime Stoppers. We have new details tonight in the Lethbridge connection to a deadly shooting spree in Montreal. We'll have those details in a moment, but first, a memorial is building at the site where a police officer and an innocent bystander were killed Monday. CTV's Annie Bergeron-Oliver reports.
In Montreal's Côte-de-Neige neighborhood, there are few signs of Saint Jean-Baptiste Day celebrations. The district is quiet and many activities are canceled, signs of a community in mourning.
I feel just like that, I don't have a lot of energy. I just feel that I wanted to see by myself what I've missed from the inside and wanted to get my things.
Robin Cote witnessed Monday's shooting. Today, on his day off, he came back to the scene to pay his respects.
They put their lives on the line for everyone. And I believe the policeman, he saved some people, some of my colleagues that got in the middle of the shootings.
The victims of that shooting laid to rest today. Bystander, 68-year-old Michel Moshe Mizrahi, was remembered as a devoted father and a pillar of Montreal's Jewish community who died a hero.
He didn't just leave the scene, he stayed and he asked other people to run away, to escape, to find refuge.
The big heart, always positive and always joking, always smiling.
Later today, a private funeral will be held for Constable Mohamed Namin Ben Khadouane. He was one of the first to arrive on scene and had been with the Montreal Police Force since 2021. For those who live and work nearby, the trauma is still very real.
I've never been in an environment post the situation like I was today. So it's very traumatic, actually, and now that I'm speaking about it, it's actually coming out even more emotional.
Although the police tape is gone and the scene is slowly being cleared, this investigation is still in its early stages, with investigators here again today looking for information that can help explain how and why this tragedy happened. Annie Bergeron-Oliver, CTV News, Montreal.
We are learning more about the suspected shooter. Police say 25-year-old Seth Scott Hadfield of Lethbridge traveled to Montreal for the attack. Alicia Fieldberg joins us. And Alicia, several people say he kept to himself.
Tara, Hatfield was quiet and rarely interacted with others, according to some neighbors and classmates. He graduated from Catholic Central High School in 2019, and then he went on to study philosophy at the University of Lethbridge, where he made the dean's list. Former classmates said he was quiet and introverted. Yesterday, Lethbridge police executed a high-risk search warrant in Varsity Village. Neighbors say Hatfield lived in one of the townhomes and his vehicle was also searched. Police are piecing together his movements from southern Alberta to Montreal and his motivation. Investigators found a long manifesto in his Montreal hotel room with violent messages against women and police and blaming video games and pornography for increased loneliness in young men.
I interacted with him maybe a couple of times. He was, pretty remote. He didn't seem like happy or anything like that. He just seemed to be, he was there, but kind of like avoiding people, right? So
you always hear these things happening on TV and you never think it's going to happen where you live.
Now, the investigation continues, but today Lethbridge police did clear out of that area. They were searching around Hatfield's home. Tara.
Thank you.
You're watching CTV News Calgary.
Canada's World Cup team made history today, although it wasn't the best case scenario.
It's all over in Vancouver. Defeat in the final group game for Canada, but they will advance to the knockout stages of the World Cup.
So Canada booking a spot in the knockout stage for the first time in World Cup history today. But they will finish second in their group after a 2-1 loss to Switzerland. They'll play the second-place team in Group A on Sunday in Los Angeles. Jordan Canagan is at a World Cup watch party in Eau Claire. So, Jordan, Canada lost today, but they are certainly not out.
Certainly not, Tara. Of course, Canada may not have won this afternoon, but this has already been a very, very impressive World Cup. The first time they've been out of the group stages. They're on to that knockout round, as you mentioned, on Sunday in Los Angeles. And Calgary soccer fans and fans right across the country are already counting down to that big game.
Across it goes to Promise David!
The scoring touch in Vancouver, celebrated by fans in Calgary. Thousands in the city joining the chorus of Canadians cheering on the nation's soccer team. While disappointing, the 2-1 loss to the Swiss isn't dampening the spirit or optimism surrounding the squad.
It's amazing. It's so fun. Like, I never thought I'd see this many people in one place for, like, especially Canada. You know, I feel like it speaks levels to, football and how it's grown here in this country. Like, yeah, I feel like we've done really well, building that foundation.
The sea of red bucket hats, flags, and jerseys, a sure sign World Cup frenzy has taken hold.
Swept up in a fever is exactly it. It's really just kind of popped off here, more than I've ever experienced. 2022 World Cup at Christmas was extremely busy, but this is a whole nother level.
World of Soccer in Southeast Calgary has jerseys from dozens of teams. They can barely keep Canada's in stock.
It's selling off the shelf. The whole country is pretty much sold out of a home jersey. There's still some away jerseys that are arriving daily. We've got names and numbers going on jerseys. Fans are picking their favorite players, getting them added to jerseys. It's just an absolute buzz.
Turn around, show them what you got on the back. Yeah. We got some custom logos here.
Fans of all ages donning the red and white and trying out the sport that's already seeing enrollment grow by about 10% each year.
We have historic wins happening for our men's national team, so we're only anticipating that the interest in the sport continues to grow. We're continuously seeing year-over-year growth in the sport, and so we're really looking forward to what that World Cup effect looks like at the grassroots level.
Jordan Cadigan, CTV News, Calgary.
It really would have been so much fun to be down there for that watch party, Danielle. But Jordan said it was roasting out there this afternoon.
Yeah, with all those people, that would have been a hot one. Absolutely. Now, if you were away from a big group of people, it was actually quite reasonable because we did get up to a high of 23, normal for this time of year. And we had a wind out there, so gusting just above 40 kilometers per hour at times, which helped things feel a little cooler than what it actually was. But it was all sunshine today. All right. overnight. When we look at those next 24 hours, we will still have gusts peak up to 40 kilometers per hour for these next few hours, and then it winds down overnight, but then it's back again for tomorrow afternoon. It won't be quite as nice for tomorrow. We'll have more cloud cover in the morning with some sunny breaks, and by the afternoon, by about 2 in the afternoon, we get into the risk of showers and thunderstorms. More details on that coming up, Tara.
Thanks, Danielle. Calgary's newest millionaires are ready to retire. Kathleen Polyak and Stuart Rudolph won a $15 million jackpot on the May 26 Lotto Max. They purchased their winning ticket using a free play that they'd won on a previous Lotto Max draw. Polyak says they'll retire, they'll pay some bills, they're going to go to France for a wedding. Rudolph says he would also like to upgrade his garage and fix up his car. Very nice. Many Calgary businesses say they're not sticking around if the province votes to separate. A new poll shows Chamber of Commerce members feel talk of separation is already impacting them, and they see no benefit in breaking up Canada. And later, Mayor for a Day, the Calgary teen shadowing on the city's top job. Businesses in our community are sharing their concerns over separation. A poll conducted by the Calgary Chamber of Commerce shows nearly half of its members would leave if Alberta secedes from Canada. Moses Woldu breaks down the numbers.
It's a sunny day in downtown Calgary, but there are clouds in Calgary's business community. A new poll from the Calgary Chamber of Commerce shows its members are feeling gloomy when it comes to the separation talk.
We decided that it was important that we really understand both the impacts that our members were feeling by polling them.
80% of members who took part in the Chamber's survey say talk of separation is having a negative effect on the economy. Almost 1/5 of respondents say that they would cut expansion plans, and nearly half would leave the province if Alberta separates.
When we look more long-term at what the impacts of separation could potentially be, we're looking at a $62 billion decrease in the size of Alberta's economy.
That would lead to a 6% GDP per capita drop, with 175,000 jobs potentially lost, according to this economist.
I find that about 900,000 people work in sectors that are dependent on exports, either to other provinces or internationally.
Let Alberta decide. The group behind the separatist movement in Alberta say the findings focus on fear and not reality, dismissing Brexit as a comparison, and an independent Alberta would be able to negotiate with countries like the U.S. But Trevor Toombs says the situation is different from Brexit in that it would pose more challenges for Alberta from interprovincial trade as well as...
The UK was its own country already. It had its own institutions. It had its own currency.
Given that we agree that it would be an economic catastrophe, why on earth are we even considering this?
Gil McCowan of the Alberta Federation of Labour strikes a harsher tone when discussing the separation issue.
You've got the business community and the worker and labor community speaking in one voice about the insanity of this idea of separating from the country. I think that should be a wake-up call for the Premier. She should take this damn question off this ridiculous referendum.
In the meantime, Calgary Chamber says they understand the challenges from a regulatory perspective over the past decade, but sees the importance of remaining in Canada.
Alberta is incredibly important to the Canadian economy and vice versa.
Moses Woldu, CTV News, Calgary.
The Alberta Federation of Labour says it will also conduct a poll and will release its results by September. Corb Lund is speaking out today after the province denied his request to include a question on coal mining on the October referendum ballot. The Alberta country music singer and chief proponent of the Water Not Coal petition says he is deeply disappointed and shocked by the Premier's decision after more than 200,000 Albertans added their names to the petition requesting the province stop all coal exploration and mining along the eastern slopes of the Rocky Mountains. Lund says he personally met with Premier Daniel Smith last month about a coal mining question, but Smith claims there wasn't enough time for the petition to go through the proper process by the October 19th ballot.
She said multiple times in the press that if we got our number, we would be on the referendum this fall. And then within a day or a day and a half of us announcing that we had submitted 200,000 plus signatures, she did a complete 180 and said that it wouldn't be.
Lund says he's still encouraging the Premier to put forward a coal mining question and will continue advocating. Smith says a committee will figure out the path forward on a coal mining question, but that group won't be formed until September. The final WestJet flight between Calgary and Lethbridge landed today. The airline announced in February it was winding down scheduled service from Calgary to Lethbridge and Medicine Hat. The Calgary-based airline said the routes were not profitable anymore. Lethbridge and Medicine Hat airports are now updating their master plans, and they tell CTV News they are staying optimistic to find a solution.
This is CTV News, Calgary.
Spring Danielle back in now as we look ahead to our 5-day forecast. There's still some pretty good days in there.
Yeah, some really good days, but not as perfect, picture perfect as today. Today, the winds were fairly calm. A little on the windy side. It was bright and temperatures right where they should be. Just looking at temperatures at the moment, I mean, 23 degrees in Calgary, a normal daytime high is 21. You know, temperatures are around that normal mark, not too hot, not too cold. Although, again, if you were in that big group cheering for our Canadian team, well, then it felt a little hotter with all the people around. But speaking of hotter, it has been a lot hotter on the BC side. So 30 is the temperature in Golden right now, 32 in Kelowna. And they've had days and days and days of heat like that. 23 is the temperature right now in Lethbridge, Calgary, Milk River, 22 in Pincher Creek, 24, Medicine Hat up through Drumheller. So yes, temperatures around that normal mark. Winds have been fairly calm for today. We've been gustier in Calgary than most other places. We maxed out at 46 kilometers per hour in Calgary, and that will return once again for tomorrow. So gusts around that 40 kilometer per hour mark in the city and all of southern Alberta, especially down through Brooks, Lethbridge, Medicine Hat, Pincher Creek for tomorrow, 40 kilometer per hour gusts possible. All right, we talked about for Wednesday this thunderstorm development off in the mountains and that it will fizzle out pretty quickly. That's exactly what's happening, as you can see here. It's so stable right now that this is all really dying out well before it gets to QE2 and Highway 2. And you can see that right here. Pops into a thunderstorm and then fizzles out to just some rain. So yes, way off towards the mountains. If you look that way from the city, you can see those big popcorn clouds, and that's what's happening there, but it will fizzle out well before it gets to Calgary and anywhere along Highway 2. As you can see by this right now. All right, so by 11 o'clock, just some cloud cover here and there. And then for tomorrow in the southwest corner, there will be some showers and thunderstorm activity. This is even in the morning hours. And then by the afternoon, we have that potential in Calgary. So especially by 2 in the afternoon in the city, we run into the chance of isolated showers and thunderstorm activity. This is look at 4:30. So we'll get a couple waves of that. So it won't be as stable for tomorrow. And then Friday, we have a lot of cloud cover move in. Isolated showers start to pop up. We won't be as stable for Friday and the weekend. However, it does look like the heaviest rain will fall overnight on the weekend. So Saturday night and Sunday night, that's when it looks like we'll see the most amount of rainfall, but we could run into some raindrops here and there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday during the day as well. We will also drop down to the teens. So we'll be in the 20s for the next 2 days, and then by Saturday and Sunday, our daytime highs will be 17 degrees. That's your Action Furnace 5-day forecast.
SAIT is looking for small businesses and nonprofits to participate in its new cybersecurity course. Funding from MasterCard means tuition will be fully covered for eligible participants. SAIT says cybersecurity risks are increasingly more complex, and many small businesses and nonprofits are not equipped with the tools to support their needs. The 10-week, 80-hour course will take place at SAIT's downtown campus.
It's designed to help you figure out what is the ways you can put some mitigating strategies in place, as well as then when it does happen, what can you do about it?
The first course starts in September. Applications must be received by July 31st. Mount Royal University says it will be providing more regular updates about its cybersecurity breach. The university's webpage will be updated daily by 11 a.m. on weekdays, even if there are no significant changes to report. MRU's online services and information systems have been down for a week. The cyber threat is still being investigated. It's still not clear if any information was compromised. Well, when was the last time he just ran into the mayor? For people on his bus route, it happens all the time. He is a regular transit user, and we rode along with him for a chat. And a very cool, immersive sound bath to help you experience the echoes of the land. That's still to come. It's a little unusual for a big city mayor to regularly commute to work on public transit. Some do it every now and again, but here in Calgary, our current mayor hops on a bus at least twice a week to get to his office at City Hall. Our Kevin Green recently hopped aboard with him.
Being a transit user personally gives me a different perspective about the decisions we're making at council, particularly around safety, around the affordability of the fare, the reliability. Hey, good morning, sir.
Thanks. I knew it was probably going to happen one day, so I came around the corner and saw you all there, and I'm like, oh, here we go.
I think for me it's important if I'm going to be making decisions around operator safety, reliability, even the quality of the system, I better know what the hell I'm talking about.
Trying to engage a little bit different than previous mayors were able to.
Nice. I'm sitting right next to the mayor.
Hi, come visit.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Jeremy.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Hi, I'm sitting here listening to your conversation. I was like, wait a second, that's Jerry Farkas. I gotta wake up today. You know, like I take transit to work every day, so I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, yeah, our mayor's taking transit and stuff, so he knows what the issues are, like the train lines. Like, so you on the train. So yeah, it's really good.
I'm actually quite impressed, that they're kind of coming to the people or being among the people and not necessarily somewhere in City Hall where you don't ever see them. So I think that's pretty interesting.
I'm a practical person. If it makes sense in my day, I'll ride my bike. If I need to drive places, I'll drive. And that's part of why I do these things, is kind of take the politics out of it, lower the temperature, connected to people, right? I get more from riding the bus for an hour from reading 1,000 Facebook comments, because it's mostly bots these days that are trying to screw us over.
Mayor Farkas got some help on the job today. A Calgary high school student was named mayor for a day.
Politicians can say the right things, I'll tell you that for sure. But I think Mayor Farkas really listens to the people.
Naomi Chikwara is the winner of the Mayor for a Day contest. The initiative gives young Calgarians a chance to see how the city operates and allows them to share ideas for the city. Naomi is promoting more accessible transit and more civic initiatives during the cold winter months. Well, you don't have to use your imagination for this Lego car. This one really drives, and really, really fast. The thousands of pieces required to get this beast on the road. Workland Centre is celebrating National Indigenous History Month with a production called Echoes of the Land. It's described as an immersive sound journey. It shows an intercultural collaboration that features 2 grandfather drums along with guitar, keyboard, and a spoken word poet. Kevin Fleming reports.
He plays a number of traditional instruments for Echoes of the Land, and in front of Cedric Lightning is a grandfather drum that's typically played by multiple people at powwows.
This is one of the big guys that I use for this show. I use 2 sticks and I drum with both. I've been doing it since I was a younger kid, so I can always drum together, pick up together, make it sound like there's multiple people.
But he says everyone here plays a role in the 1-hour show to immerse the audience into what they call a sound bath that they create with instruments and spoken word.
We all work together to make this sound of Echoes of the Land, which is literally the echoes of the land, the drum, the voices, the stories, the poems, the intellectual songs that go back to 200-300 years of just war, of honoring your dancers, honoring your elders, honoring your dead, and honoring the sick.
This is the second year Workland Centre is hosting the show in its big secret theatre. The audience is encouraged to lay on the floor rather than sit in a seat for the performance.
I think, because we had it for National Day for Truth and Reconciliation last year, I really felt that it's a celebration of the culture. So we really wanted to do it during National Indigenous History Month this year.
Chris Demeanor has been part of the group since it originated and says he's continually learning about Indigenous culture and storytelling.
However you want to experience it, I think that freedom of experience is one of the things that really draws people to this show, is that it's not like your usual, sit down and be polite kind of theater piece. It's lay down and feel whatever you need to feel. It's excellent.
Those attending are encouraged to bring a yoga mat and arrive at least 30 minutes early to secure a spot on the floor. Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Calgary.
Echoes of the Land has 4 performances in the Big Secret Theatre at Workland Centre from June 25th to 28th. We have more information on our website. All right, well, Vancouver's obviously a very busy place these days, thanks to all that World Cup action, and there is plenty to see. You know, like a pod of orcas swimming past you. Yeah, these guys were underneath the Lionsgate Bridge. This lucky bystander shared the video online. It's actually the latest in a string of whale sightings around Vancouver in recent months. And researchers say it's because of a recovery in the seal and sea lion populations, and that's attracting more whales
Hopefully
to the
that's
local waters.
A whole bunch of tourists, right?
I think so, yeah.
Beautiful Canada is, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And I mean, the orcas want to see the game too.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
They're just trying to get
Everybody's in
close,
on this.
trying to get close to the big screens.
Yep.
Well, do not take this guy to a library. His deafening yell has set a world record. Yeah, this guy making all the racket now has the title to back it. He was named the world's loudest man by Guinness World Records. So 58-year-old Joseph McCrail Baitup is an honorary town crier from Canberra, Australia. That's a perfect job for him. He shattered a nearly 3-decade-old record right there. Stepped into the recording booth, let it rip. He hit an astonishing 122.4 decibels. That's about the same intensity as a jet engine. Wow.
Sure, some people would call him the most annoying man, but...
Perhaps. You know what? He said he totally wrecked his voice. He was hoarse for days, so he only had to do it once.
We have to pull out our IFB for this part of trending.
Exactly.
Earpiece.
Yeah. Well, finally, how would you like to get behind the wheel of this sports car? Pretty snazzy. This is the fastest full-sized Lego car ever, according to Lego and car maker Koenigsegg, which combined to construct a life-size version of the Koenigsegg Sedan Spear. The working replica took over 9,400 hours to craft, 327,000 Lego elements. Wow, the real thing can hit speeds of over 350 kilometers an hour. This one went 111 kilometers an hour, but still, that sets a record. That's pretty fast for a Lego car.
That's pretty fast, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It took us a year to build a 1,000-piece Lego set, so I can
only imagine. Like 300,000 pieces, Danielle?
Yes.
Do you think you and the boys could tackle that?
Yeah.
Nope.
Wow.
Not a chance.
Well, if you work or you ever work downtown, you may have walked by these hundreds of times. The murals inside of Plus 15 are now more than 50 years old. We'll show you the conservation work underway to save them.
Skywatch weather camera. What a stunning day. Yes, we had some heat out there today. We had the sunshine. We had fairly calm winds for much of the day, but then we did kick up above 40 kilometers per hour for gusts. Currently, we are sitting at 23 degrees. Our high 23, 21 is what's normal. Pretty almost Goldilocks temperatures, you could say. Right where we should be for this time of year. And pretty much the story in the prairies in those lower 20s for the most part. A little warmer off to the north. Edmonton got to 24 degrees. And then, of course, a lot warmer in southern BC, where they had many communities in the 30s. Off to the east, temperatures in those mid-20s for many spots in southern Ontario and southern Quebec. All right, radar and satellite. This is really just fizzling out before it reaches QE2 and Highway 2, so we don't really have anything to worry about in the city for today. We just have some cloud cover that will increase as we go through these next few hours, and gusts up to 40 kilometers possible for the next 2 hours, and then things wind down for the night. We'll kick off tomorrow morning at 15 degrees, but we will have more cloud cover out there tomorrow in comparison to today. So mainly cloudy with sunny breaks is more the story tomorrow, and then by 2 in the afternoon, we run into the risk of showers and thunderstorms. We will get to a high of 24 degrees. Taking a quick look around, that was your 24-hour forecast brought to you by Action Furnace. Fix right or it's free. All right, Kamloops, Salmon Arm, Kelowna, once again in the 30s for tomorrow. Instability down Grand Prairie, Rocky Mountain House, down QE2, Olds, Calgary, Banff, High River, Drumheller, and in through potentially Lethbridge and definitely Pincher Creek and Crow's Nest Pass. Temperatures will be in those low to mid-20s for most communities, Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. Just days before the first acts were set to take the stage at Country Thunder, organizers have pulled the plug, canceling the event. Crews were busy taking down the stage at the Confluence this afternoon. Organizers blame a reduction to the music decibel level and road construction limiting access. Mayor Jeremy Farkas takes issues with those points. Calgary police are launching a new long-term public safety operation in the East Village and along Stephen Avenue. Those areas were identified as having ongoing problems with crime and social disorder. And a poll conducted by the Calgary Chamber of Commerce shows nearly half of its members say they would leave if Alberta separates from Canada. Well, all this rain we've been seeing should mean a less active wildfire season, but Alberta wildfire officials say the current situation could very easily change. The province is below the 5-year average number of wildfires so far this season. Officials say all the rain we've seen lately is helpful in the short term, but fire conditions can change quickly and people should not get complacent.
We saw a lot of rain here in the central regions. We're seeing a lower wildfire danger from the central regions down to the south, but it is high to very high in the northern parts of the province, and that can change really quickly too. We're seeing a little bit of wind speeds. The wildfires can still start, so that's important to remind people that we still need to be mindful even though it has rained.
Only one fire is burning out of control currently in the province. It is in the high-level forest area in northern Alberta, and wildland firefighters are now responding to it. One of the biggest memory chip suppliers in the world shared its results. BNN Bloomberg's Moral Fernandez has the earnings from Micron.
It's been called a blowout quarter for Micron, with revenue up 346% year over year. Companies like Amazon and Apple, who are building data centers, can't get enough memory chips. They are in short supply. That led Micron to $41 billion US in revenue for its latest quarter. And the company predicts its next quarter will be even better. Micron's chips are used in everything from phones and cars to computers. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is down to 70.26. West Texas Intermediate down over $2 to 70.34. Western Canadian Select down over $1 to 59.32. And the TSX lost 191 points today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Moral Fernandez.
Calgary Science Centre is getting a boost thanks to funding from the federal government. Nearly $900,000 from the Department of Canadian Heritage will go toward upgrades, including to the audiovisual equipment in Telespark's Infinity Dome Theatre. It will also support safety and accessibility improvements and some exhibits. Conservation work is underway on some historic downtown art. These large-scale murals were painted by Robert Oldrich in 1974. You'll find them in the Plus 15 walkway on 9th Avenue Southeast. The conservation project is a partnership between the City of Calgary and Glenbow Museum. Professionals are now working to clean, stabilize, and restore the art.
Throughout 50 years, they've been damaged and they've been accumulated with a lot of dust and grime. So we are bringing the murals back closer to what they originally looked like so they can be appreciated once again and connect with the community.
Calgarians can see that restoration work in action throughout the summer. A 7-year-old Calgary girl has made an astonishing discovery in a local playground. A fossil that is millions of years old. Alyssa was playing on the boulders stacked around the playground when she noticed a dark shape on one of them. A lover of archaeology, she knew right away what that was, a sea star. The soft-bodied creatures rarely become fossils, so this was a special find. Alyssa and her family contacted the Royal Tyrrell Museum. Experts carefully removed the fossil and took it back to the museum for study and eventual display. The best part for Alyssa was holding her discovery in her hand. Very smart. Team Canada had its first misstep today, a loss at the World Cup match in Vancouver. Glenn has the highlights for us, though, next. Boats and docks swept away during heavy rains in Edmonton this week have turned up 200 kilometers down the North Saskatchewan River. A local fishing company shooting a TV show spotted the boats from a helicopter and secured them. Some are damaged. The cruise from Lunker's Fishing Adventures is back on the water looking for the other missing boats. Well, Well, Team Canada had a chance to win its group today at the World Cup. Glenn is back with us. And Glenn, this was a big game between Canada and Switzerland.
Tara, a win or a draw, and Canada would finish first in Group B. And that'd be big for the team heading into the knockout round. You would get the easier draw. Heading into the round of 32, the Swiss almost opened up the scoring early in this game. Great feed to Briel and Bolo. He gets the chance, but Canadian goalkeeper Maxime Crépeau makes the great save. And then Johan Manzabi with the chance. But Derek Cornelius with the big block, so still no score. Back come the Canadians. Glorious chance of their own. Kyle Larin goes in all alone. How does he not score here? He still gets the ball, gets it back to Nathan Saliba, but he can't find the back of the net. Scoreless after the first half. The Swiss, they would come out firing in the second half. Less than a minute in, Ruben Vargas left all alone, and he's going to beat Crépeau with the opening goal of the game. Switzerland up 1-0. The Swiss would take over in the second half of the game, and Bolo, the nice play here to get it over to Manzambi, and he will drill it past Crépeau. Switzerland looking good. They were up 2-0, but Canada cuts into the lead in the 76th minute. Saliba, perfect cross to Promise David. He will score Canada's first goal. All of a sudden, we've got ourselves a game. It's 2-1. Canada had their chances, but that's as close as they would get. They finished second in Group B and advance to the knockout stage. A little cavalry news. They have signed midfielder and captain Sergio Camargo to a contract extension through 2028. Well, last week on Golf Tips, I stuck one pretty close from the rough. But can I make the putt?
Mackenzie Meadows Golf Tips with PGA Pro Scott Orban.
We're on the par 4 12th green. Remember that shot I hit in last week?
What a beautiful shot.
Well, we want to make the birdie though, right?
I see the birdie.
But I've been having trouble putting. I've been having a real tough time.
You said you were missing it all to the left.
Yeah.
So let's see what you got. And I'm just going to give you see if I can give you some help moving forward here. But let's get the birdie first. Wow, good putt.
Yeah.
So, Glenn, you said you're missing it left. So really what I want you to do is put down a couple railroad tracks. Just aim it to the left of the hole. Just aim it to the left of the hole. Golfers, we just want to learn to hit a real straight shot. So you put down a couple railroad tracks like that, and then you just practice out of that. So that's why I brought a bunch of balls for you.
Okay.
It's a very basic tip, but I'm telling you, it is so important because your alignment was off. When I analyzed you the other day, your alignment was just so poor, and now you're starting to hit some straight putts.
Yeah.
So keep on going, and you just sit here, folks, and you hit them from this distance, then move back with the railroad tracks, hit it at a different distance, and just start to learn to feel how you're supposed to stand when this is all square, and then you'll start to let your stroke evolve until you make it just like that. That's what I'm talking about. I called it. I called it.
There we go. I just need those alignment tracks on the green when I play. Next week on Golf Tips, Scott gets his wish. I caddy for him.
You called it, Danielle. You said those are like the bumpers in bowling.
That's true, right?
I feel like we can even do it.
That, can they?
You just move those along the course with you, Glenn?
Right, yeah.
I mean, if we can bring those everywhere, I'm doing it. All right, so you're going to run into some rainfall, golfing, or doing anything outdoors for the rest of this week at times. It's not going to be as stable as what we had today. Tomorrow, mainly cloudy with some sunny breaks, and then by 2 in the afternoon, we get into the risk of showers and thunderstorms. Still in the 20s, though. Friday is still in the 20s, but by Friday, that's when we start this on and off rain that will continue through the weekend as well. By the weekend, we're dropping down to daytime highs in the teens. All right, weather window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, Alberta's climate. Marnie Kane sent this one in, taken in Heritage Park today. Today was just stunning.
It was a great day. Thanks for your company. Have a terrific evening. We'll see you again tomorrow.